And I decided that I wasn't going to stay with the ship, and one of my radio men decided he wanted to stay with the ship. So he stayed with the ship, and the ship was taken and towed back to Brooklyn, New York, where it was cut. And they took the back end of another LSD, and they welded them together and made another LSD out of it. I got off in England and was sent to Tent City. Now, Tent City is where all the survivors and everything were sent. So we was in a tent, and I slept on a one of those bunks there. Cot, yeah. And I woke up around 6 o'clock that morning with a big bang. One of the first, I forget what they call them, buzz bombs, landed about 1,000 feet from me. And of course, I was still tense from what I had been through. So I jumped out of my bunk that morning, and I saw several attacks of buzz bombs while I was there. One time I even crawled underneath some railroad, the railroad yard, underneath some railroad cars. And I started thinking, those guys are after this, these railroads. I'd better get out of here. I'm in the wrong place. So I got out of there and went into a shelter. And so I stayed there in England driving trucks. I was driving truck, and I was lugging those oxygen tanks from here to there, and, transporting soldiers from there to here, cargo. I was a truck driver, and I was driving all over England. Of course, in England, you have to drive on the left side. So I had to get used to that, or I had to get used to driving on the right side when I got back to the States, because I came out of a filling station, and I started driving on the left-hand side of the road. I said, whoa, I'm not in England. Let's get back on the right side of the road. So I was in England for about, the end of July. Of course, my oldest son was born the 31st of July. So this all happened while I was overseas, and even though he was born, because I didn't get any mail until in August. And so I was there in August, September, and then late September, October, I was shipped to Scotland, Glasgow. That's up high, about 200-300 feet up on the cliffs there. You can see the ocean pretty well from up there. And was on the Queen Mary to come back to the States as a survivor. And we was packed like sardines. And must have been thousands and thousands of us in there going back to the States. One day it was hot than heck as we was in the Gulf Stream. The next day was cold because we was close to Iceland, trying to dodge away from the submarines. And we finally got into New York, but it was a much faster trip than it was going up. I think it took about a week, where it took a month to get to England. So I got the survivor's leave of 30 days while I was over in the States. Then I got assigned to another LST. Picked it up in Evansville, Indiana. No, I went to Chicago first. Then we picked it up in Evansville, went through New Orleans, went through the Panama Canal. That was interesting, the Panama Canal, where they drive you into these locks, and then they raise the water so that you can get into the next one, and the reverse if you're going the other way. Then we hit the Pacific Ocean, and that was just as calm as a lake. They talk about the ocean being peaceful. It is. The Pacific is very peaceful. And we went to San Diego, and then we went to Hawaii, and I went to Pearl Harbor and saw the ships that were sunk over there. Took a tour of the bluffs. And I was doing pretty good there. I was a radioman second class by then, because I got rated second class. Being a survivor of the first, I was treated like a king. That was good. I was the postman on board ship. I was the first one to get off the ship to see the shores. But that broke down with I coughed up blood. And when I was in the sun, that's what would bring it up. So I'd been coming down with TB, didn't even know it. And you get TB from overworking, not getting enough sleep, being hard on your body, and not getting proper. So I spent, so I was in Hawaii, the hospital, and then they shipped me to Oakland, California, where I was hospitalized there for 7 or 8 months. And then they discharged me as cured. Of course, I broke down again 5 years later because I didn't believe in to take care of my health. I've been working for Sears Roebuck as a serviceman. And I went to Oakland Naval Hospital where they cured me. And after 8-10 months over there, I couldn't take it no more, so I went home, stayed 5 months, went back in to check, see how I was doing, and they said, "You're doing great. Now all we got to do is open you up and take off that heart out of your lungs so you don't break down again." I said, "Oh, no, you don't." So I went out again, and they told me, well, if I could stay from not breaking down again for 20 years, I could consider myself cured. So that was about 50 years ago. So I think I licked that one. So
which makes you how old today?
I'm 91, going to be 92 this summer. So I've lived a long life, but I stopped smoking back in 1952 one day. And I took care of my health from then on. I started my own music store because I was a musician and loved music, and Keene did not offer much of any accessories or things for guitars. They ask you, what is a guitar? They didn't know. And that's another story. But I retired myself 20 some odd years ago, and I'm still playing 2-3 times a week, not for the money, for the entertainment of the old folks, because they love the kind of music that I was doing then and the kind of music we had back then. And that's what I've been promoting: guitar music, country music, bluegrass music, because rock and roll came in. I accepted that and did some rock and roll. But I still love and prefer the country music. But you got to get used to it and listen to it before you can appreciate it. So the old folks in nursing homes that are younger than me and not as handy, they're all handicapped, and I'm still doing great. But I attribute it because I'm doing what I love, what I enjoy, and that's playing music, and playing music to people who enjoy that type of music. And we play out professionally off and on for money, but most of the time that's not important. We play for the fun of it, for the love of it. Any questions? Okay. Ladies for gents.
I don't know if this is specific, but I just wanted to know how you met your wife.
How I met my wife? Oh, that's interesting. Well, I was playing in the Keene area. I'd been in the West Swansea CC camps, and my car had broken down after I got out of the CC camps. I was still playing with a group, in the Keene area. And my car broke down, so I had to go play. So I hitchhiked from Nashua, that's where I lived at the time, to Keene. And I got a ride from a fella in Dublin that lived across from where my wife lived. So he dropped me off in front of my wife's house, and he went to in his house. And I kept seeing this girl looking out the door curtain. She looked kind of cute, you know. I said, I wonder if this could be my calling or whatever, you know. So after half an hour waiting outside for cars to go by so I get a ride into Keene, nobody stopped. Her brother decided they were going to Keene anyway, so let's pick up the poor guy, give him a ride to Keene. She told her mother, don't let him sit next to me. So she was in the back seat, her mother, and they had me on the side with her mother. So she was playing hard to get, I guess. So on the way to Keene, her mother told me that her son played guitar and her daughter played guitar. That was interesting. So I says, well, I play in Keene or on the other side of Keene there every week, and I come back. Sometimes I stay overnight at some friends I had in Keene about stopping in on a Sunday and having a little jam session on my return to Nashua. Sure. So the following week my car was all going, so I used my car and went to Keene, and on the way back, I stopped in around 2 o'clock, I guess, in the afternoon, and we had a little jam session. And she played guitar and sang. She had a high voice. I was that impressed with her voice, but she played guitar, and she was pretty. And her brother played guitar, and he was pretty good, too. So I asked her if she'd like to go to the dances where I played on Saturday night. She asked her mother. She said, yeah, it's okay, because they were cousins where I used to stay. Because I usually pick up her cousin and a lot of their brothers and cousins, and I used to have a carload. So the following week I stopped in, picked her up, and it was snowing. It was in wintertime. So she sat down the other end of the front seat over there. And I told her, I said, you can sit closer, you know. So not looking where I was going, I plowed right into the snowbank. Lucky her neighbor had a Jeep, so he just pulled me out of there, and we went the rest of the way into Keene. The moral of this story, don't take your eyes off the road. So anyway, we got up to her cousin, and she got in, and the rest of the crowd, we all went into where we played, the dance hall. And her cousin asked her, she said, did you bring any money? She said, no. She says, well, you won't pay your way in, you know? Because she thought she was going to, well, I guess that's the end of it. That's the end of the, well, that's how I met her anyway. I married her 2 years later, I guess. It wasn't a year later, yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. King.